Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Alright, this is going to be the first part one of the first review about the primary arms micro dot with a removable base. Like I was talking about on the previous video that was just talking about a few things. Well, I'm going to show you different options that you can add. Yes, I have other red dots on here, but that's to explain some other stuff on the video later on. And this is the red dot I'm talking about. It's by Primary Arms. It is actually a 2 MOA dot, that's very impressive for a very inexpensive red dot. This red dot goes for about $89.99. And what's cool about it is it has a removable base. So that means you have different options of adapting this red dot to other platforms. Like let's say you want to keep the base on here without moving it, you can attach it to a Ruger 1022 or different kind of bolt rifles that you prefer to use a red dot on it, so that way you don't have to sit there and get a whole bunch of other stuff. It already comes with the bottom base. And just like I said, you're able to attach it to also you're able to attach it to a Ruger 2245, which is great because if you have night vision, this is also night vision compatible. It has 2 settings on there, that's very, very good to have night vision compatible. So if you're one of those guys who you have Bertman issues, hey, you can grab a nice little red dot like this with some night vision compatibility. You can grab some Gen 1, Gen 2, or Gen 3 night vision goggles, put them on, or even put it on a scope, or you can just attach the night vision directly to the red dot, so that way all you have to do is use setting 1 or 2, depending on the brightness you want on there. It can use it for hunting, smaller animals like rats, squirrels, maybe raccoons, even possums at really late at night, especially as possums are not nocturnal, and so are raccoons. Especially raccoons are very dangerous because they do carry rabies easier than other animals. So it's very good, lightweight, multi-use red dot. Just like I said, you can use all kinds of different attachments on there. If you don't want to remove the base, you can just buy a basic NC Star coat witness, and this is great for your AR because it just attaches right on top of it, and then you can just attach this to any AR or any other kind of weapons platform you want to use it on. So you can easily attach this on there and then just tighten the red dot right on it and you're set. And of course, if you want to make it a little bit more permanent, instead of having one of these, you can easily remove the bottom part of the base and you can attach the red dot directly right to the mount. Primary Arms also sell these also. So at least, if you buy them as a combo deal, you get a little bit more discount off the price. So it's not a bad idea. Now for you guys who you like to use maybe 3-gun competition, and let's say you're just starting with 3-gun competition, you have an AR, you want to adapt a red dot on it, this is also a great option because you can also buy this very simple attachment that will also grab your red dot and keep it, and if I'm correct, it's called a 45-degree angle. You can attach your red dot on there, attach it to your AR, and then you can use like a 3 or 4 magnification scope on it, and then when you need to close into the target, you can just easily rotate your gun or your rifle, and then you can use the red dot for for engaging targets at a much closer distances when you're doing 3-gun competition or 2-gun competition. So these are some of the options you can use on your Primary Arms micro dot. And of course, let me tell you a little bit about the red dot itself. The red dot uses battery life up to 1,000 hours on the daylight setting, that's actually pretty good. That's a very good thing. I mean, having 1,000 hours on this, so if you leave this on by accident for like a day or two, that's only 48 hours. That means you still have another 900 hours of battery life set on this. And it already comes with a bikini cover, so you don't have to buy anything to cover it up. But my suggestion would be, the attachment that'll go right in front of this instead of getting the bikini one. It is called a kill flash. What it is, an attachment that screws right in front of your red dot, and it keeps the glass protected in the front and also keeps the glare down. So if you're going hunting or something like that and you're pointing your red dot toward like a target or something like that, or something, you know, a lot of times it'll do, you know, like they do in the movies, you know, you see the little reflection, you know, the little shiny. Well, that will keep that from happening on there. And just like I said, it also protects your glass from the front. And another good thing about them is they're also waterproof. So they have like seals inside, like little O-rings to keep the water from coming in. It doesn't really specify how deep these can go. I know some of the other red dots can go as down as 10 feet, if I'm correct, which is not bad. It's not like you're gonna go diving with your AR or whatever handgun you're gonna use this on, you know. So you won't be doing stuff like that, you know. But still, you know, 10 feet is 10 feet. You know, if you're walking past like a small ravine or like a river, you accidentally drop your rifle in 3 or 4 feet of water, you don't have to worry about your red dot being completely wasted because of that. And also another great thing they do what is called a nitro purge. What that means is they completely take the red dot, and right before they seal all the glass and everything, they purge it with nitrogen. The reason why they do that is so, let's say you're going from a cool to a hot environment, it doesn't fog up your glass from the inside and corrosion will build, which is one of the things that can actually harm your red dot, is the corrosion and the moisture inside of the red dot. So nitrogen purge is actually a very, very good thing to have. And then now let's go ahead and compare it with a few other red dots that I own by Primary Arms also. I also have my own version of a Micro Dot. This one's a little bit different. This one's a special they did for Christmas. It's a different designation number and everything, but it's pretty much the same thing. This came out before their new Micro Dot came out. So this is a 3 MOA and this is a 2 MOA, which is excellent. And but the only problem with mine is you cannot take the base off of it. It's like Loctite in there. So I'm actually stuck with whatever I have, and then everything on my red dot is backwards. It's on the left hand side, which is pretty cool because for me, I'm a right-handed shooter, but I don't like to let go of my on my fire control group. So if something ever happens, mine comes with the lash, and I can just open up the lash and I can throw the red dot out of the way just in case if it gets damaged. That's a great thing about the removable base on this Micro Dot, because you also have that same option. You can buy a base that's just like this one, and you can have it either way, either left or right. Well, actually that should be left and this should be right. You can have it set up the exact same way as this one. If something happens, you can just pop up and take off the red dot if something ever happened. So that gives you a pretty good idea what it would look like if you had a quick lever detachment off of your Micro Red Dot. And what's also good about owning something like this, you don't have to have the big, giant, bulky original ones. The original ones, because these things are huge. I mean, you can tell by the difference. Like, it literally is, the original red dots are like at least 2.5 times the size. I mean, you can look at this thing, pretty much covers almost the whole thing. Look how tiny the Micro Red Dot is right next to it. It takes up 2 of these. I'm sorry, 2 of these will make up 1 of these red dots. And what's good about the improvement on the micro ones over these is the weight. If you want to have like a lightweight AR, lightweight handgun or something like that you're going to use a red dot, these are excellent for that. These things are super bulky, and it only has like 200 hours of battery life. That's it. That means if you leave it on and you come back in a few days, it's a good chance the battery is going to be completely almost run down. And this is also a 3 MOA, so it's still a much larger dot on there. Yeah, but you can go to Primary Arms website, primaryarms.com, and it'll give you all the information. There's also recommendations by people who also own these. They exactly talk about it and everything, so it's pretty cool. If you guys are wondering what the MOA stands for, it's for minute of angle. That means for every 100 yards, is depending on what size red dot you have. Like this is a 2 MOA, so that means that at 100 yards, this will cover 2 inches of your target. What that means is you're going to get a much better precise shot. If you have to hit past 100, 150, even 250 yards, with that Micro Dot, you're going to get a much better positioning of where you want to shoot the target. So if you're going hunting, and let's say you see a deer or a hog out to 200 yards, and you know you can hit it at 200 yards, all you have to do with the dot is just position it in the right spot, take your shot, and it's going to be pretty close to point of aim, point of impact. So the smaller the red dot and a slightly little bit brighter, you can, just like I said, you can hit targets out to 200, 250 yards very easy, as long as you know where your holes go on these red dots and what kind of ammo you're using. With that 2 MOA, you're going to be doing some very good precise shooting. Not super precise like having a 3 power, 4 or 5 power scope, but at least you know that out of those distances with a 2 MOA, you'll be doing really good. These two actually have 3 MOAs, so this will cover 3 inches at every 100 yards. So the only thing about it is, like if I use this one for hunting, and let's say there's something out at 250 yards, well, for every 100 yards it's 3 inches. So having a 3 MOA at 250 yards is going to cover about 6.5 inches of that target. So when you aim, you're going to know it's going to be a 6-inch grouping somewhere within that target at 250 yards, maybe even at 300. So that's a little bit of word of advice. You know, that's a good thing about the 2 MOA, because you get a much more precise shot at a longer distance. And then you have these are 3 MOA, which is, yeah, they're still good to shoot at targets out that far, but you also got to remember it's going to be a much wider spread. So you have to know your point of aim, point of impact on your red dots. So that's a little bit of word of advice about the MOA, but this one, yeah, the 2 MOA, yeah, it's pretty cool. You can actually do very good precise shooting, especially at that far of a distance. Okay guys, this is just the first video. I will have a second video coming up, which I'll be testing out the red dots in different environments. Like I'm actually going to have them indoors with low light setting, and then I'm going to have it outdoors with a nice bright sunny day, just to see how well the red dots will look in all 3 of them. So I'll have video of that, me going outside, setting them up, seeing how bright the dots will look. I don't know how well they're going to look within the video, but at least I'll be able to explain it while I'm out there and showing you that. So the second video will explain all of that. And that is for now, guys. You'll have a good day. God bless. If you have any questions, just ask. I also want to thank Weapons Evolution for lending me the micro red dot so I can do this test and evaluation. And more videos will be coming up. Alright, God bless. You all have a good day.